What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to TTB Ravens Media, bringing you Ravens content every single day. And it's the post-game show for Sunday Night Football. I won't be able to, be on super late tonight. I have work tomorrow morning, but this is a huge win. Shout out to the best to ever do it. The kicker that there's never any thought that he could miss with the game on the line, Mr. Justin Tucker, for knocking down that massive field goal. Because when you're looking at this game, and you look at any game for the Baltimore Ravens, if you said Justin Tucker at the end of this game is going to have a 40, 45-yard field goal to win this game, if you're a Ravens fan, you take that every single time. Every single time. Every time. That is how the Baltimore Ravens need to play football. Understand that you have Lamar Jackson. Benjamin, give Tuck the ball. That is what we have been complaining about. That's what I've been complaining about this entire year. They keep going for it, and they keep taking the ball out of Justin Tucker's hands. I tweeted out during this game when the Ravens decided to kick the field goal, and I know some people were complaining about that. Let's see. I got to pull up my tweet. So the Ravens kicked the field goal. They go up 16-10. They could have gone for it on 4th and inches, and people were upset. I was not upset at that. That was the right call. Do you know why? This is what I said. I said, why kicking is smart here in this situation. I'm going to switch this camera up. Let's see here. Joshua, welcome in.
What's up?
Here's what I tweeted. I don't know if you saw this, Joshua. I said, why kicking is smart here. And this is after to go up 16-10. The Ravens, 4th and inches. I said, Bengals now need a touchdown. Right. That's huge. If the Bengals score, the Ravens only need a field goal. And with 9 minutes left in the game, they'll have time to try and get in that range. That is smart football.
Yeah, I wasn't mad at it at all, honestly. Like, if they would have went for the touchdown early, what was like 11 minutes on the clock, okay, that's fine. We just had to keep on fighting. But it's the thing when he goes for the try to go for the touchdowns when we're under 5 minutes. And our defense, unfortunately, when it comes down to the fourth quarter, we sometimes let the opposing team drive down the field, which we let Cincinnati do. And when they took about 9 minutes and 30 seconds off the clock and got the touchdown, luckily that Lamar, he still had under 2 minutes, 1:59 to get down the field and put us in range to get the field goal, to win the winning the field goal.
Do you want to know what is the craziest thing I think I've ever seen?
What?
Using next-gen stats ball tracking data, Justin Tucker's game-winning field goal crossed the upright with a Y coordinate of 26.52. The exact middle of the field is 26.67. That is, if the uprights were half a yard wide, the kick was good. If the ball needed this much space and it still would have gone in. Like that, I mean, right there, that shows why you play smart football. That is smart football.
Yeah.
Understanding that you have Justin Tucker and you just need to get him the opportunity to score. Because the Ravens haven't been good in the red zone this year. The Ravens haven't been good in short down situations, and they keep trying for it.
Mm-hmm.
Use him, and you will be rewarded. Especially when your defense. Shout out to the defense. I know the Bengals ended up driving down and scoring a touchdown. And people always get upset when teams go down and score a touchdown late in the game. Again, just like last week, people complained about last week. The Ravens held the Bills to 23 points. They held the Bengals, and one of the best passing offenses in the NFL when the Ravens have had a poor pass defense. They held them to 17 points.
That's good football. I mean, granted, we won it in an old school Ravens fashion. A touchdown here, a whole bunch of field goals there. and a decent defensive performance. So I mean, I'll take it. I take it. It's gonna be a rough ride, but I mean, you can always take some key points out of it. I mean, one, it was good to see the pass rush. I saw a 4-man rush, and we actually, attacked Joe Burrow. I take that. It's having JPP out there with 9 fingers. It kind of remind me of yeah. It kind of remind me of having Boston Wall University out there, just less tenacity. So I mean, and then Travis Jones, he was making his presence known. I saw Justin Metabike push the offensive lineman in the backfield towards Joey B. Who else? Adafi. He played a little better. Setting the edge, doing the edge control and everything. The thing that surprised me about the Bengals is it felt like Greg Roman was coaching for them.
It did. The
Because
double reverse pass attempt.
yeah,
Like,
we didn't watch them, throw the ball, all types of stuff like pro set type of offense. Why is all the trickery against us tonight? But hey, I'll take it.
and in this game, one of the best parts, one of the worst parts about this game, I don't care about the interception. Patrick Queen was atrocious today. Patrick Queen, he at least got the interception. All right, he at least got that. That's a redeeming quality right there. So it wasn't like you got to bench him. But this dude, multiple times, fell on his face trying to make tackles. Joe Burrow checks it down on, I don't know, it was 2nd and 3. I don't think it was the last drive of the game. It was the Bengals, I think, second to last drive of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Checks it down to, I think it was Tyler Boyd in the flats, or it was number 80, one of the two. Patrick Quinn's the only guy there, and Patrick Quinn just goes, dives, completely misses. And it was a head-on. Then Joe Burrow, earlier in the game, checks the ball down to, it was either P. Ryan or it was the running back. It was either P. Ryan or Mixon. The guy's in the air, and Patrick Quinn misses him. The guy is just jumping straight up to catch the ball. Patrick Queen misses him to the side and falls over.
And Malik Harrison came through to get us P. Ryan.
Like, he cannot tackle, and he is just so atrocious in the pass coverage game. Again, he got the pick. It's redeeming. But overall, this defense, they did exactly what they needed to do. And I understand someone said, Alex Baldwin, the run defense was bad tonight. But when it came down to it, the Bengals needed to beat the Ravens with their passing game. That's how they needed to win. They needed to take advantage of the Ravens, and the Ravens defense played the way they needed to. Did they have a couple of big plays? Jamar Chase had a big reception on Marlon, but Marlon played it very well. It was just a great play by him. That's what's going to happen when you play against the best. But the Ravens got the 4th down stop. They were able to force incompletions. And Jamar Chase, 12 targets, 7 receptions. I want to say 3 to 4 of those receptions were screen passes caught at the line of scrimmage or behind him.
Yeah.
They were all over Jamar Chase in this game. And then in the Ravens passing game, they didn't have Rashad Bateman. It showed. Devin Duvernay was able to make it work. Him and Mark Andrews were able to make this passing game work. There was only one other player outside of them that had 2 receptions or more. It was Isaiah Likely, and he had 2 receptions for 7 yards, and I think both of them were on designed passes to him immediately after a play action, similar to how we do the Patrick Ricard throws into the flats.
Yeah, I was hoping my boy was going to just power through for that touchdown. But I say one thing, another bright side was seeing Ronnie Stanley. Right, I'm glad we did not rush him. I'm glad that we working him in, but he looks like he just off of game 1 and guarding a Pro Bowler defensive end in Hendrickson, he looks like Ronnie Stanley. I know everybody's saying Ronnie Stanley fleeced us and everything like that. I get it. He may have pulled a Trent Williams, but to see him back out on the field being on the left side, protecting Lamar Jackson. Then you see a big old Morgan Moses pulling all the way from the right side on run plays with JK popping to the outside. It's good to see, man. It's good to see some continuity and some fluidity in the offense. I know we have interchangeable pieces, but just to have some of those set core guys there and be able to have them all the way to the for the rest of the season and hopefully lead us to the playoffs and possibly a Super Bowl, it's good to see. Seriously.
Yeah, and shout out to Greg Roman. I like the play calling this game. We didn't have the personnel. I was mad at John Harbaugh in this game. That first going for it. And here's the thing. Lamar missed the throw. Lamar did not execute. Lamar's the reason why that play didn't work. That's on Lamar, right? But John Harbaugh is the one that is making the decision. We're going for it, right? The Ravens are not good in fourth down situations this year. I'm actually going to look up what they are on fourth down. I want to see what their conversion rate is this year. Oh my gosh. Let's see. NFL team fourth down conversion percentage. Here we go. This will not include tonight. The Ravens are 40%. 40% on fourth down. That's not good. Those aren't good numbers. And so they're putting this team in a situation where they have a 40% chance based on statistical data this year that they will succeed on it. I don't like those odds. Now, if it was something where it's like the Ravens are 85% on, fourth and inches, go for it. Yes. Like Tom Brady is a guarantee 1 yard on a QB sneak, right? Yeah. If it's 4th and 1, you give it to Tom Brady and you QB sneak the football. Like that is a guarantee. Lamar Jackson can't QB sneak. That's not his game. I don't know why, but some quarterbacks are not good. Joe Burrow had a horrible QB sneak today. He got it, but it was terrible. He did the thing where he takes the step back, looks around, and then picks a hole. That's not how you QB sneak. That's not how you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to pick the hole, snap, and just go. Lamar doesn't do that, so they don't have that option.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, they're trying to throw the ball, and again, the play call was good. It was a good play call, but the execution isn't there. The Ravens' execution on fourth down isn't there, and they keep putting their players in these positions to go for it. And it's like at some point you need to stop trying to do that. This was the first drive out of the half, and you gave the Bengals great field position because you didn't get it. Instead, it could have been Bengals. Even worst case scenario, Bengals start at their own 20. Best case scenario, Bengals start inside the 5-yard line. How many Jordan Stout punts have we given where he actually has a chance to pin them inside the 20-yard line? Feels like every time we punt, it's like from our own 30.
Yeah, we ain't been doing so good about Jordan Stout.
And it's like, and he looks great punting. Like he's got great placement. Today, he put 2 inside the 20.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look at that. Put the ball inside the 20. Like, that's what you need to do. And I think they had a fair catch at the 11, I want to say, which, boom, that is difficult to move the ball out of. Pin them back in their end zone. They ended up getting the win. Way weary. Lamar was clutch when it mattered. That's what you want to do, right? If you tell any coach that has a superstar quarterback, right? McDermott, Andy Reid. I would say Hackett, but Russell Wilson's been pretty darn bad this year. So I'll say like Bruce Arians, right? Matt LaFleur, the elite of the elite. Hey, your quarterback's going to have an opportunity to win the game. 2 minutes left, drive the ball down the field. They need a field goal. They're going to take that every time because they're going to fully believe they can make it. I would rather have that than say, hey, our game is going to be decided on one play on a 4th and 3 or a 4th and 2. That's what's going to decide this game. I would rather have a full drive to decide the game than one individual play. Unless it's with Justin Tucker. Because Justin Tucker is as close to perfect as you can get.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that, McCon. I mean, it just all comes down to the levels of trust. Hey man, how you doing? That's a tough question. We gotta see how we do, how we fare against everybody else. Honestly, I mean it's doable, but we gotta see how everybody else plays. I mean the Browns, they are playing pretty good, but I heard they choked against the Chargers today. The Bengals, you can't count them out. I don't think the Steelers are going to get out the slump that they're in right now. So I mean, it is up for grabs. We just got to continue playing above the competition and not playing down to the level of competition.
The other thing is, talking about Lamar Jackson's misses. Lamar had three misses today, like three big misses. He threw the interception. He had the two missed deep balls. First of all, Lamar Jackson's throwing to wide receivers he doesn't throw to. The fourth down one was to Tylan Wallace. Lamar Jackson's maybe thrown two passes to Tylan Wallace in his entire career. Tylan Wallace is the final wide receiver on the Ravens depth chart consistently. He doesn't play. He plays special teams.
And was he under pressure when he threw the
Yeah, he was under pressure. He had a guy completely in his face, and he had a guy to his right side, and he just had to like throw it really quickly. The interception was to Demarcus Robinson. Lamar Jackson has barely thrown to Demarcus Robinson this year. They've barely practiced together. He was signed a week before the season started, or a week and a half before the season started. They played in the preseason, or Demarcus played in the preseason.
Yeah.
And he missed the throw. He overthrew him. Thought he was going to take a different angle. He missed those three. But what matters is the guys that Lamar Jackson is going to be throwing to. Lamar Jackson was fantastic throwing the ball to Devin Duvernay. He missed the throw for the touchdown. That was a ball that was 62 yards in the air, and he missed him by a yard.
Well, I like the way you bring that up because everybody's saying he's so much better than Hollywood when it comes to those type of passes. He's not as fast as him.
Yeah,
he's not. But when with the ball in his hand, he can send you 2.0 for sure.
And then the other thing, like he was money to him, across the middle, all these things. Those are the things that he's consistently going to be doing with Duvernay. Andy Isabella was brought in to be that deep threat. Rashad Bateman, Lamar and him seem to have good chemistry on that deep ball. But then Mark Andrews, he was perfect throwing to Mark Andrews. He threw a ball, put it in between over two linebackers beneath the safety. Mark Andrews for like 20 yards or so. It looks like it was exactly 20 yards, like on the sidelines. Like those are the throws Lamar needs to make, because those are the ones that he has consistently. Those are the options he has consistently. Throwing a pass to Tylan Wallace, that may be the only deep ball Tylan Wallace gets all year, because Tylan Wallace just isn't on the depth chart in a spot where he's going to play consistently and like have big snaps. The reason why he was because Bateman is out, and so they had to throw him out there. But I mean, it was able to work. But the biggest thing, Devin Duvernay was finally used properly this game. We saw it, Joshua. We saw it.
It's about dang on time. Who knew he had to go through 2 years of being a gadget guy to now being a wide receiver?
It's like they lined him up in the backfield, which was perfect. They threw to him across the middle, like they were using him as a wide receiver. Again, we talked about it. Our comparison when he got drafted was Deebo Samuel. And this was before Deebo Samuel took that jump to the player he is now. But it was like, hey, this guy plays a lot like Deebo Samuel did in college, especially what he did his rookie year. He's physical. You can hand him the ball. Just get him the ball in space, and he can make catches. He's got good hands.
Exactly. And
they're finally trusting that. And that's huge for this team's success down the line.
Well, I mean, they better keep on trusting them this upcoming week. Is this upcoming week the trade deadline, or is that?
No, I think the trade deadline's like week 9.
Okay.
It's in a while.
Because I don't know how long Rashad's going to be in that boot. I don't see them really making no trade for no wide receiver, especially we're not dealing with a lot of money. And yeah.
Looks like Marcus Williams will miss a significant amount of time with a dislocated wrist.
Yikes.
That sounds majorly uncomfortable. Like, ugh.
Geno Stone, right place, right time.
I'm curious to see how they, because in that game it made sense to put Geno Stone in instead of Kyle Hamilton, because Kyle Hamilton right now has been focusing on these specific packages that the Ravens are designing. He's not. The goal isn't to put him as the backup for Marcus Williams, because Marcus Williams is supposed to be here for the next 4 years, 5 years. The goal is to get him to be the strong safety, cover tight ends and do that thing. Geno Stone's role is to be the backup for Marcus Williams. So it made sense putting him in there. I was very happy with that, but preseason pick king Geno Stone. I think that guy's got he may have the most preseason interceptions in the history of the NFL. He's got to have like 5. He gets like 1 a game.
He might be ahead of Deshaun Elliott. Remember, Deshaun Elliott will pick almost every piece of the game too before he goes down for the season.
I don't even know if that's a stat that you can. It's not a stat that you can Google, but he definitely has that record. There's no way anyone has more interceptions than Geno Stone, because he always plays the full game and he gets a pick a game. You got to use your players. You got to use their strengths. He is built well. He has the body type to be able to run the football. I don't want to see him, running the ball 12 times a game. I think that is excessive with Debo. The reason why they do that is because they have no good running backs. If they had a good running back, they wouldn't run Debo as much. Duvernay getting 3 carries a game, I am very happy with.
I've always said, push come to shove, put Devin in the backfield, because he's built like a running back. So I mean, honestly, if the rest of the wide receiver core is healthy and they still want to use him on the field along with the wide receivers and different plays, I don't mind it. Especially if it's like a lot of different pass plays or screen plays and things of that nature. We see what he does with the ball in his hand. So having that added element out of the backfield, I think is a win up for us. Because Kenyon Drake actually surprised me this evening. I didn't expect him to run as good as he did. Maybe because the offensive line looked a little better. But
Linderbaum did come back.
He did.
And see, Tyler Lockett and DJ Moore make a lot of money. We don't have the cap space. I don't know how we could even get cap space to get either of those guys.
Honestly, I would want DJ Moore over Tyler Lockett. I just want to keep on building with young guys. No offense.
Like, let's draft a guy. I actually checked Tankathon before this week started to see like where players are ranked and stuff like that, and where the Ravens. Oh, who would be projected to the Ravens? Guess who they had the Ravens taking?
Wide receiver?
Guess who?
Not my guy.
It was your guy.
Addison? Wow.
I had the Ravens taking Addison, and I was like, there's no way Addison goes to I think the Ravens were at like 13 because they're 2-2. I'm going to look up where they are now.
Yeah, he would be a top 20 pick, though.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
If we don't get Addison, I could wait 2 years for Marvin Harrison Jr.
Marvin Harrison Jr. is so filthy.
Man, listen.
The Ravens are now at 25. They went from pick 13 to 25. Now we have taking an edge, just out of curiosity. Oh, you know what's nice?
What's up?
The Dolphins don't have a first-round pick. So if the Dolphins pick in front of the Ravens, it doesn't matter. Because right now the Dolphins are 23, but there's no one getting picked at 23.
Wow. Okay.
That's nice. Jackson Smith and Jigba, he's a top 10 pick right now by the projections. Like right now, it looks like the top. I'll go through the top 10 just so you guys can know. It's CJ Stroud. This is just on Tankathon, which is just a conglomerate. CJ Stroud, Will Anderson, Bryce Young, Will Levis, Jalen Carter, Miles Murphy, Brian Breesy, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Bijan Robinson, and Kelly Ringo. I think that's how you. Wow, there's a tight end supposed to go 12. Yeah, don't draft tight ends out of Notre Dame.
I ain't gonna lie. They talking about what's his name?
What's his name? Michael Mayer.
Yeah, he's pretty good. Y'all gotta play against him next Saturday, right?
Play is a unique word to use with Stanford. It's more like they'll stand around and get beat by.
I never understood the rivalry between Stanford and Notre Dame.
They just play each other every year, and they have for a while. I think it's just like two really like educationally focused schools that normally have good sports programs, but Stanford's not been good. And Maryland has Dante Demas as a wide receiver. He's ranked as number 55 overall on Tankathon.
Dante's he's filthy. He's a filthy wide receiver too.
And he's 6'3". We could get him. Second round pick wide receiver.
Yeah, Dante's solid.
Yeah.
I gotta watch the Maryland Penn State game.
Let's see here. Did Higgins even play? I know Higgins was like he may have got out of the game. But yeah, we held Chase. We completely locked down Jamar Chase, and it wasn't double coverage all the time. It was a lot of one-on-ones with Jamar Chase.
Shout out MP the Juice Man holding his own too.
What I loved about it was he was so physical, where it was like Marcus Peters is going to talk trash, and he was being super physical when he talked trash. Like even he got a couple of penalties, and I was completely fine with it. Yeah. Now the pass interference one, I was like, whatever. They kind of tripped each other, but I was fine with it because I was like, grabbing and holding. That's just going to annoy him. And then he was making plays. He was getting big tackles. That when you're playing well, like it's one thing when you're playing against someone bad like Eli Apple and Eli Apple's talking trash. It's like dude, shut up. You're playing like garbage. Like I'm not worried. But when you're going up against like Marcus Peters played fantastic today. When you're going up against a guy like Marcus Peters and he's playing really well, he made a big sack on Tyler Boyd, like just leveled him. He made a couple of just big plays, big tackles, great coverage a lot.
Shut down the Philly special, the Cincinnati special, I guess.
Yeah, the Cincinnati special. Marcus Peters just leveled Tyler Boyd on that one. Like that's when it's like, okay. That's the type of energy that we need to this defense. That gave him a boost. Absolutely. And that's why we love Marcus Peters so much is because he gives them a boost. He didn't even have a pick, but the Ravens got a boost from him because he was making big plays. And Marlon played fantastic. Those two guys, we talked about it, Joshua. If they're going to beat us, it has to be through those two guys or the three guys, and one of them got hurt. But they couldn't get by our corners.
Exactly. I mean, like we said, if you want to beat us, mano a mano, put your best out there. We're gonna put our best out there. We're gonna see who gonna outbest who. I mean, we did say they're gonna try to use Joe Mixon, and Joe Mixon, he was mixing up when he finally got to work on the counters. He was mixing up. I just never understood why my linebackers continually crash down into the middle, like y'all don't see this man bouncing to the outside. I don't know what's going on when it comes to our run defense, but we definitely have to get better with that, especially our linebackers.
Hedger Queen pursuit angles.
That too, and Josh Barnes got 8 up too in the middle too. So I mean,
we need Tyus Bowser. We need Tyus Bowser.
hurting, bro. It's hurting.
I will say though, I'm so happy we waited with Ronnie Stanley. Like so many people were like, in the offseason, they're like, we need to wait until Ronnie Stanley's fully healthy to play him. Don't play him early. And then a lot of those same people are like, why aren't we playing Ronnie Stanley? We need to get him out there. It's like, no. Let's get him healthy. He looked fantastic tonight.
Absolutely, bro.
Yeah, JPP looks great. Bengals don't have a good offensive line, but JPP looked fantastic. And the Ravens had 3 sacks tonight. They had 5 passes defended.
You don't hear that. You don't hear that very often.
Yeah, shout out to Brent Urban and JPP. Those were the guys kind of really getting those.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, I think, I can't stay on very much longer, Joshua. Is there any other things that you think we should talk about? Because we'll obviously talk about stuff in the podcast recording when we do that this week. But
I mean, we pretty much hit on the bone. It is Sunday night football. I don't know about you. I can go into work a little happier tomorrow. So
I think my boss is from Cincinnati. I think he's a diehard Bengals fan.
Bro, the vice president of the school is from Washington, and he's a Commanders fan. So he's going to be talking. Washingtonian is going to be talking about Baltimore fans, how we are so unrealistic. So hey, there we go with that one.
Absolutely. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for coming through. Huge win tonight. Ravens leading in the AFC. I can't walk in with a Ravens jersey on. I wish I could. This Friday I could wear one maybe. I think jerseys are allowed on Fridays, so may have to rock one on Friday. May have to find a purple shirt or something though. We'll see. We'll see what I can find. But thank you everybody so much for coming through. We'll be back with a live stream this week. Huge win. Ravens. Looking at the standings, I want to pull it up just for knowledge in the AFC North. The Ravens are the only team with a winning record in the division. Browns and Bengals are 2-3. Shout out to the Browns. They're beating the Bengals out in the division. Bengals schedule. They play the Saints, Falcons, and Browns next. It's not that difficult. Saints is kind of difficult because they have a really good defense. Falcons, they're atrocious. Then they play the Browns in prime time. Browns are weird. They're decent, but not that good. It's like Nick Chubb is really good. That's basically the Browns. They have a good O-line and they have Nick Chubb. And that kind of carries them. But thank you everybody so much for coming through. We'll see all of you again this week.